You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much.
Talk about drugs, and maybe Congressman Barbers can give more input of what's really going on, because those who were killed were just small fries, Congressman. And the people are really looking for the big fish, big fishes. Where are they?
Answering the question of Manong Eric, I also have the same question in mind. Actually, hindi ko rin masagot yung tanong. In fact, I've been monitoring, I've been watching the TV, I've been monitoring the news, and I found out that most of those that are quote-unquote killed in the war against drugs are actually small fishes, mga maliliit na mga pusher, maliliit na, ika nga, yung mga maliliit na drug lords. Barangay drug lord lang yun eh. What we're really going after should be the big ones. Ang problema yata mukhang yung mga malalaking drug lord protected in the four corners of a prison cell. What I'm saying is that even when they're inside of the prison cell, they still continue their illegal trade. So I think, and these are people who are identified by no less than our Philippine National Police. Sinabi nila, yung mga nakakulong dyan, yan yung mga malalaking drug lords. So siguro, isa yun sa sagot dun sa iyong katanungan, Manong Eric.
Para nakikita natin yung ilang puno, pero yung the whole forest di lang nakikita.
Yeah.
And the big problem right now is we're just seeing the Bucor, no? The Muntinlupa. But where are the masterminds and the financiers? Hindi ito. Hindi ito. Saka, it's really sad na parang tayo lahat ay tanga. Wherein foreign intelligence, drug agencies worldwide, were really going on inside the Philippines. So, it's a big problem for the President if he will not move as soon as he can. Because parang lumalabas he's being blackmailed already. Lumilpak na yung, sabi niya nung few weeks back, I will kill you. I will arrest you. Suddenly, eto, nandiyan na si Peter Lim. Tapos, gagawin pa ng istorya na hindi raw yung Peter Lim na yan. Paano naman din magiging Peter Lim yan? Lahat ng intelligence agency may record. Plus, in 2004, he was invited at the Congress, remember? And he was pinpointed by the witnesses of Congressman Cuenco. Right, saan si Congressman Cuenco now? Where's he now? Tapos, in dalawang witnesses, they were both killed. So, it's really worrisome. Plus, paano kinausap ng ating presidente yung drug lord? Harap-harapan. Protocol-wise, malito Congressman. Medyo delikado, lalong-lalo na ngayon na parang yung nangyari in Thailand during the time of Thaksin is now happening here. Exactly. That's why I wrote about it. It's in my blog. RICK1.blogspot.com. So, we have to help the President before it's too late. Dahil kung hindi na lalabas yung talagang mga big fishes, ay para yung sinabi niya nung una na parang pelikula. Ay parang ito na nga.
Ako naman, I have no doubts about the seriousness and the passion of the President to go after itong mga drug lords. Malalaki ito At ika nga, hindi naman ito basta-basta. Imagine, not just our country had problems with drug lords. In fact, even the first world nations like the U.S. also have problems
it's a problem.
Yeah, and in fact, in Colombia, I don't know if you're familiar with the Pablo Escobar phenomenon, wherein he commanded practically half of the Colombian army in order to defend himself from persecuted and prosecuted. So, wala akong duda dun sa gusto ng ating Pangulo. At ako'y naniniwala na kayang-kaya po niya ito. Siguro ang ating gawin bilang isang bansa, pagdasal natin na maging successful ang ating Pangulo, tulungan natin hanggang sa ating magkaya. Because she cannot solve the drug problem alone. He needs the cooperation of the people from barangay. He needs the cooperation of families. Kasi kung ang pamilya, may anak kang drug lord, may pamangking kang drug lord, isurrender mo. O kaya may anak kang gumagamit ng droga, isurrender mo. And these things, these small things, will contribute to the whole anti-illegal drug campaign of the President. The President will not succeed kung walang tulong galing sa ating kapulisan, walang tulong galing sa ating mga kababayan. At lalo-lalo na, walang tulong sa media. So, kailangan talaga na magtulungan lahat.
Holistic approach.
Yeah, holistic yung dapat na approach gawin dito. Dahil hindi talaga magsasabi. Marami na tayong narinig eh. I am declaring war against drugs. Ano nangyari?
Sila kinain eh.
Di ba? Yun na eh. So, ano nangyari? Ngayon, meron na naman nag-declare ng I am declaring war against drugs. And it seems that he is succeeding, no? Yung mga small steps, nagsasucceed siya. So, kung gusto natin makuha yung malalaki, tulungan natin ang gobyerno, tulungan natin si President Duterte. And I'm sure, I have no doubt that he will make it. I have no doubt that he will fail in this advocacy. I know he will
Para
succeed.
sa akin, the failure really is with the justice system. All these drugs should have been nipped in the bud since time. If the justice system is very effective and efficient. Sa piskalya pa lang
Fiscal.
pinipiskal na
Fiscal.
Pagdating sa judge,
Just fix.
just fix pa, so judge fix. The President, tama yung sinasabi ni Ace, there must be a holistic but more emphasis in the administration of justice. I think, I visited a city fiscal's office in one of the cities in Laguna. Imagine, tatlo lang sila. So there is really a vacuum, no? In the province of Negros Oriental, there are 4 courts na walang judges. So how do you... Ito, huli tayo ng huli. Maganda nga itong kay Presidente dahil hindi nadala sa piskal nililibing na lang pero you cannot kill all of them, di ba, Ace? Somehow you have to, like this guy Peter Lim, akala ko si Presidente mismo papatay doon pagdating hindi naman niya pinatay. So, mayroon ding some clouds of doubts whether or not how serious the government. Kung yung pinapatay, yun lang mga pipitsugin, yung mga Peter Lim, nagka-red carpet pa. Paano naman yan? Ha? So, yun po ang inaano natin yun. I think there must be a push from the top to the bottom.
Alam mo, nagulat ako, Congressman, kahapon sa TV kay Peter Lim, no? Nagulat ako na ultimo yung mga dating operative ng NBI, siyang bodyguard niya ngayon. Hindi mo napansin yun? It's really worrisome. Hindi biro to. Kaya sana magkaroon talaga ng political will ang ating presidente at dapat, alam mo, at this point in time, na meron ng lumalabas na blackmailan, dapat linisin niya na kagad yung kanyang circle. Immediately. Dahil the mere fact na yung si Peter Lim ay nakipag-usap ng diretso sa kanya, sino nag-ayos nun? Kalat na kalat. Kalat na kalat sa intelligence community, sino nag-ayos ng usapan niyan? Dapat protocol-wise, yung kriminal, dapat nakikipag-deal sa pulis. Dapat kay Bato lang. Bakit pinaharap mo sa presidente na parang VIP treatment pa ron? Di ba? Maraming nanonood sa atin, maraming nakabantay sa atin, maraming diplomats watching the moves of the president. He has really to be careful about these things. Kundi, Diyos ko po, walang maniniwala sa kanya. Yan ang dahil tayong kapareho natin tumulong sa kanya, ay tayo nangangamba na baka mamaya ay hindi siya paniwalaan ng taong bayan in the process. Okay. Let's talk about the case of Enzo Pastor. Nandito yung father at ang mother, baby, mga kababata ko to. At they will talk more about the...
I'm Tom Pastor, father of Enzo Pastor. We were following our murder case. It's been 2 years now. And after DOJ, probable cause was passed on to RTC. We've been in RTC for the past 1.5 years. The lawyer of the murderers, suspects, have submitted the Court of Appeal petition to drop the case. So, right now I'm presenting to you a document that the Court of Appeals has expelled us from the case, meaning we are the parents of Enzo. We've been in DOJ as a petitioner, and we are the complainant, and RTC we are also the complainant. But once now it's in Court of Appeal where everything is negotiable,
Of course.
they are expunge us from the case.
In simple language, what's the meaning of expunge?
Expunge is taking
Tagalog, better.
Inaalis kami sa case.
Inichapuera
Yung something like, yung itong case na ganito, yung kila Ping Lacson, pagdating sa Court of Appeal, i-erase lahat ng mga ginawa sa DOJ, ginawa sa RTC, pagdating sa CA, ito, naging negotiable na. Nagpipili kami ni President Duterte. Siya na yung tumulong sa amin dati, who rewarded all these criminals to be put in jail. So, successful naman tayo. Ngayon naman, sa CA, may mga taong...
Hindi na natakot kay Presidente, ha?
Hindi nakakatakot. Hindi sila natatakot. So, if I can plead to the President to look into this, we'll talk to Solicitor General, the lawyer of CA, that we should watch over the moves from here on. Kasi pwede nilang magkaroon ng judgment na decision to lift all the warrants of the murderers who are presently in jail right now. So, maybe my wife will give some insights or comments.
Ako po ang ina na paslang na ating champion racer na si Enzo Pastor. Ako po'y nalulungkot gaya ng sinasabi ng aking asawa na kami po ay na-echapuera sa CA, sa Court of Appeals. Nakikita ko po yun kasi kasama po kami sa DOJ at doon nanalo tayo dahil nakita ng may probable cause. Na idala yan sa RTC, doon na-deny lahat ng petition ng kalaban. Kasi nga ho, may malaking ebidensya at may matibay na ebidensya. Ngayon, kasama mo kami dahil kami ang petitioner, ang parents ng namatay na si Enzo. Ngayon, pag nagbigay, notify kami ng CA na nag-file itong si Dahlia na i-quash ang kanyang warrant of arrest. Yun naman, nagbigay ang aming private prosecutor ng comment. Ngayon, tumagal, na-reshuffle ang mga judges. Ngayon, may 3 ng judges. Biglang lumabas itong resolution bigla na in-expunge na nga ang salita. Na meaning, hindi kami papakinggan. Tinanggal din nila ang private prosecutor namin, which is Becca Bar. So, paano kami maririnig? Paano namin pagtatanggol ang namatay? Hindi na makapagsasalita ang namatay. So, sino ang magsasalita? Naturalmente, ang parents. Kami. So, hindi na yata tama yan. The order of the day in Court of Appeal is whoever have given the comment should be heard. Ngayon, nung nakita nila yung comment namin, napakatama. At nakita din naman natin na yung pinirmahang notary public ni Dahlia falsified. Kasi nga, ngayon, nasa Indonesia na siya. So, paano siya makakapag-sign ng notary? Ito yung proof from the embassy, from the Indonesian immigration na talaga po na pumasok itong si Dalia Guerrero sa Jakarta. So, nandun na po ang Interpol looking for a fugitive at large. Hindi siya makakalabas doon dahil napaka-stricto ng Interpol. So, paano siya magta-travel sa Davao to sign that petition? Talagang niloloko na tayo nitong mga, well, with her money, with her connection, the father...
The new boyfriend's money.
And the new boyfriend's money, which is clearly stated in the news, no? Nakakawala siya. At itong fundasyon, itong petition ni Dalia sa CA, na talagang baseless. It's so fraudulent. Kaya, bakit papakinggan nitong tatlong judges na palagay ko ay nagkaayusan na itsapuera kami ng parents nang namatay na si Enzo Pastor. Yun ang aking hinanaing po. Sana po kayong mga media, ilabas natin to at para makita nitong mga matitinong judges na natitira sa Court of Appeals na niloloko na tayo. And one of the program of Presidente Duterte with an iron fist, no? No drugs, no crime, and no corruption. Hindi pa yata nahahawakan itong corruption sa justice system natin eh. Kaya ako nandito po para umpisahan na to. Makikipag-usap po ako sa inyo, mga media, para isulong natin itong no corruption also.
Ang ating former president nakalabas na. Despite na umaalma pa itong sila Presidente Noynoy about the release of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Well, the decision naman is pretty obvious. What to expect, alam mo naman na Filipino culture yan, yung tinatawag natin gratitude. If you remember, we will have 18 years of Chief Justice Sereno. Kawawa na yung mga matatanda na mga well-renowned justices na hindi talaga magiging Chief Justice. Then, there's another guy who was appointed just because he wrote this questionable framework agreement on the Bangsamoro. He was rewarded. So, ito din yung gratitude. That's still gratitude.
Si Marvick na rin yun.
Yes, of course, he will always please Noynoy Aquino. Di ba? That's why they came up with new rules to delay the immediate unexecutory decision. But this is an exact, itong nangyayari ito, no? This is a microcosm of what's really going on in our justice system. If you remember, yung kaso ni Grace po, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa dinidecide nila. There is this set decision. According to Justice Carpio, there was no majority decision that ruled on the issue of citizenship. And they said that they will settle this in the set decision. Pero hanggang ngayon, wala pa pong... So, I'm not saying anything against Grace po, because that's all in the past. But what I'm saying in the light of the decision of GMA, that there is still a lot of things to be desired from the highest magistrate of this country. That napupolitika pa rin yung mga desisyon that must be given really impartial ruling. And that also goes for the case cited by Mrs. Pastor. So ito sana ang bigyan din ng pansin ng ating I long for the day that the President will also, I will kill you judges if you will also dismiss these cases against this drug law. Dapat yun ang sabihin din ng ating Pangulo. In fact, he's laying off, I mean, I have very high regards for President Duterte, kasama namin ni Asian sa Congress. Pero he's laying off against against illegal gambling Pagpaliban daw muna mukhang drugs and illegal gambling are intertwined.
Ang pagkakaintindi ko, tinatapos lang itong sa drugs, tapos i-legalize na lang yung gambling para kumita yung gobyerno. Which I believe is the right procedure.
Okay.
Kesa sa puro mga police lang ang kumikita, mayors, LGUs. Kaya lang ang problema is really this drug operation na sobrang nakakalita na yung taong bayan na bakit pati yung mga asset ng mga police kalawags ang pinapatay lang, saka yung mga police mismong distributor. Kasi alam mo, nakakatuwa din sa law enforcement units natin. Sila mismo nasisiraan eh. Tinuturo nung isa, pinatay niya yung bata nila. Look what happened. So nalalaman natin in our own little way kung ano talaga itong mga pinapatay. Pero bakit wala silang kibo? Sabi ko nga sa isa, bakit hindi mo idaldal? Bakit mo hindi Mahirap na eh. May mas mataas dyan eh. So talagang merong mas mataas na tao behind all these things. Lalo na ngayon, kitang-kita mo na eh. Without us talking, dahil lahat takot, dahil baka mamaya i-salvage, pakialaman pati pamilya. Pero very clear na the president should really move as fast as he can bago siyang unahang i-blackmail itong mga alam mo, let's face it, walang tao sa mundo na walang skeleton sa closet. Hindi tayo lahat ganun kalinis. But nakikita ko sa ating presidente na may edad na rin, masasakitin na rin whether he will say, no, I'm not sick. Tayo nga, mga bata pa tayo, but we feel something already. Siya pa, 70 anyos na yan. So I believe na he really wants to do good for the country, and at the same time, wants to be part of a good history. Pero the mere fact na ito mga alipolis mong ilan, may mantya. Kaya paano gagawin natin dito? So tayong mismo citizen rin, talagang dapat tumulong, i-pressure siya na huwag siyang magpaloko sa mga bata niya na kala niya ay... Saka, alam mo naman tayong Pilipino, walang sekreto rito sa atin eh. Chismoso tayo eh. So, di ba? Kunting galaw lang. Kita mo yung mga si Laila de Lima lang, hindi makatago ng sekreto niya eh. Pagka may nakakaalam, nasa internet nakatod siya eh. Tapos yung isang alipolis niya na alam mo naman kung anong karakter nung umaamin na siya yung isa, hindi naman siya yun. Abay, napakadelikado.
Bakit gwapo ba yung convict na yan?
Hindi, alam mo yung si Kulanco, the truth of the matter, si Kulanco kasi ay manugang ni Paruhinog. Henus Paruhinog, Kuratong Balileng. Sino pa siya Paruhinog? Di ba ngayon ginagamit na pang blackmail kay Presidente na ang dami na litrato na kumpare niya si Paruhinog din, just like Peter Lim? Abay, napakadelikado. Kaya sini-worry siya for the President na baka mamaya ay hindi lang ito ilabas pagkatapos itong sona niya dahil meron ng threat. Meron ng grupo na gustong tanggalin na raw yung sungay niya hanggang maaga. Abay, sini-worry siya. Hindi biro to. And the threat is really serious. I know that. Dahil yung ilang mga mama na nasa likuran nito ay talagang may guts to do it.
Okay, nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Wala sa loob eh.
No. Hindi yung loob eh. Yung loob, puro mga mid-level lang yan. Yung top level, Diyos ko po, mga kilala sa top level sa negosyo pa. Just like any syndicate, just like any mafia boss. Lahat ang mga negosyo nila legal na. Saka mayayaman sa, pinakamayaman sa bawat isang bansa. Not only here. Because the T.I.N.D.I.G is now 27 big business worldwide. From 3, which I wrote, I exposed it do sa blog ko, erickson1.blogspot.com. You can read it there. Hindi biro to. Kaya, very clear na lahat tayo, left and right, angel and demon, ay napasukan na ng mga galamay nito mga sindikato. Whether we like it or not. Kaya pagka dumaldal ka na, o gusto mo na magsalita, teka muna, ikakalabit na sa'yo. So, paano natin maka-counter ito? Kung di tayo, we will not get our act together.
Ako naman ay isang ayon dun sa punto de vista mo, Manong Eric, tungkol dito sa advokasya ng ating Pangulo laban sa illegal drugs. Sa aking personal na opinion, hindi ito maliit na sindikato lang ang babanggain mo rito. In fact, this may even be bigger than your government. Di ba? This happened in Colombia. Even in Mexico, bago nahuli si El Chapo, ang daming munang napatay bago na nakuha yung El Chapo. Diba? So, ito talaga, kagaya nung sinabi ko rin mo kanina, kailangan talaga magtulungan. Tayo kasi minsan may ugaling Pilipino, alam mo naman yung kapitbahay mo, adik, alam mo naman yung kapitbahay mo, corrupt, alam mo naman yung kapitbahay mo, drug lord, hindi mo naman sinusuko. Kasi sa'yo, ba't ako makikialam dyan? I think yun yung may kultura tayong dapat maalis, kagaya yung sinasabi ni Dr. Saison, it has to have, we have to have a cultural revolution or whatever you want to call it. It's a cultural change. If indeed change is coming in the structure of your government, we should also start implementing changes in the mindset, culture, kahit nga yung mga tradisyon natin na hindi naman talaga sa atin, minsan, yung utang na loob na tradisyon, sometimes it applies doon sa maganda. Pero karamihan, hindi naman nag-a-apply sa maganda. So, ba't natin pinagpapatuloy yun? So, education, kailangan pagtulong-tulungan na natin. So, yung drugs na yan, marami, ang tatay ko ay talagang advocate ng anti-drugs yan. In fact, he was the principal author of the Dangerous Drugs Act. And when it was amended, he made sure, together with Senator Tito Soto, that stiffer penalties will be imposed on the drug violators. However, nawala lang yung death penalty batas natin, kung kaya naging parang lumakas yung loob ng mga ito. No? Saan ka naman nakakita? Only in the Philippines. May shabu laboratory sa loob ng preso. Di ba? Bukod sa nakakalabas, yung mga preso, bukod sa nakaka-date ng mga artista sa loob, bukod sa nakakapagawa ng jacuzzi, air condition, may kuno, para naman tayong tangan. Don't tell me, hindi nakita ng mga guard suits. Diba? So, when you want a holistic approach in your advocacy for drugs, you have to look at changing also and reforming your whole justice system. Yung pillars of your justice system, may depekto, alam natin yan. Simula pa lang sa piskal, nabibili mo na eh. Kung nakalusot ka sa piskal, pagdating mo sa judge, nabibili rin. Minsan nagbebenta ng desisyon. Nakulong mo na, hindi naman nahihirapan. Kasi naka-air condition, may jacuzzi pa. Minsan kumakanta pa. Diba? I mean, these things, there are really obvious defects and defects of the whole justice system. I think, tama yung sinabi ni Congressman Paras eh. Sabi niya, I want to hear that on the SONA of the President, I want to hear him saying that judicial reforms is one of my priorities. Wala nang naniniwala, kahit nga yung nagnakaw ng ilang bilyong piso sa kaba ng bayan, nakulong ba? Pero yung clerk na pumirma lang, ayun na nakakulong, nagsuffer 18 years, 12 years, diba? Pero yung mga big fishes, nasaan?
Wala.
Again,
Get big, solve the problem later.
Yes.
Yan ang laging nagiging attitude eh. Magnanakaw na malaki, bayad ng mga mahal na abogado, kita-kita mo na eh, yung kaibigan nating mga mamahaling abogado, yung abogado ni Peter Lim eh. Ang bodyguard pa eh, dating NBI operatives. Aba, eh, talagang matindi to. Hindi basta tao itong sa... Tsaka, in fact na kakumparing araw ni Presidente. Ang daming litrato, nakasama siya. Ay, talagang ibang klase yung mga dating nitong mga taong ito.
Meron lang akong isang point. Kasi hindi... wala akong dinidepensahan ho dito Pero sa mga politiko, lalong-lalo na ho yung mga kumbaga kagaya ni Congressman Jing Paras, yung may dating, no? Talagang pumipila yung mga gusto maging ninong yan eh. Diba? Minsan, out of our kumbaga yung kultura rin natin ng pakikisama dahil yung kumpare mo, kaibigan mo, pinsan mo, kamag-anak mo nakiusap sa'yo, hindi naman mo tayo kumukuha ng inininong na aanakin sa kasal. Pag magtatanong tayo, ikaw ba'y drug lord? Ikaw ba'y ganyan? Diba hindi natin tinatanong yun eh. No, so, minsan, inevitable na yung mga politiko, nagkakaroon ng mga kaibigan na hindi nila, nakita lang nila doon sa araw ng kasal eh. Di ba, nakatabi lang nila doon sa araw na mismo na kumakain sila nung yung reception eh. So hindi din natin maalis ho yun dahil nasa kultura rin ho natin yung kasi di ba mayroon kasabihan na bawal tumanggi kapag ikaw ay kinuhang ninong, huwag ka tatanggi dahil malas daw yun. Marami naniniwala ho sa ganun. Eh kagaya nung ako, I'm sure baka mahina sa 200-300 ang mga inaanak sa kasal ni
Nga, hindi politiko, may
Di ba
kasi
kasama yung inaanakan?
Napakaganda po ang usapan natin sapagkat ako bilang 74 years old, 47 years in the media, in broadcast media, ang nakikita ko sa ngayon, napakaganda sa ng ating Pangulo. At dapat panahon na para matulungan natin siya, lalo na yung mga nakaupong halan ng bayan. Dahil ang kulang po sa ating bansa, ang nawala sa atin, yung respeto. Respeto po sa kapwa ang nawawala. Dahil sa respeto po sa kapwang yan, pati yung disiplina at papahalaga sa bawat batas na pinagtrabahuan nyo. Binaliwala na po lahat yun. So sa ngayon po, nakikita natin dahil yung pong mga drug lord, alam po natin, nagsisimula pa lang yan bago dumating ng Pilipinas ang lahat ng nagbebenta ng drug lords. Ang unang target, lahat ng pinakamataas na ranggo ng bansa. Sa mga kapatid po, walang hindi nakakaalam doon sa mga mataas na politician o mga humahawak ng ating bansa. Dahil yun po ang panuntunan ng mga sindikato ng droga. Ang unang hangaring kagad, pakialaman. Parang tayo rin. Pag nagpagagawa tayo ng PR, ang PR ban, anong gagawin natin? Targetin niyo muna lahat yung mga nasa itaas. Kung maaari, araw-araw magkuha kayo ng picture. Pakikinabangan natin yung picture na yan, pagdating ng araw pag may problema. Doon po lumalabas yung mga picture. Na sapagkat yung ating sindikato po ay talagang sinadyayan. Kaya lang, ang kailangan natin sa ngayon ay tulungan ang presidente. Sapagkat bibihira po tayo magkaroon ng presidente na may sincero na baguhin ang lahat ng mali sa ating bansa. So kailangan natin dito ang tulong ng mga congressman, senador. Ang mabigat nga lang, kung minsan gusto makatulong yung mga ibang halan ng bayan, binubusit pa yung gustong gumawa ng mabuti. So panahon na para pagtulong-tulungan po siguro, yung palaganapin natin yung respeto sa kapwa, sapagkat kapag po yung kapitbahay natin ay nirespeto mo, dahil tandaan po natin, mas mahigit yung kapitbahay kaysa kapatid mong nasa Amerika. Kung may pupunla natin ang respeto sa buong kapaligiran, yan na po ang magsisimula para respetuhin ang lahat ng ating batas. Wala pong respeto ang batas. Hindi na po nirespeto ang batas, kaya dumadami. Kaya sa aking panaw, ang aking tulungan po natin ang presidente sa kanyang pagnanais na magkaroon ng pagbabago. Tayong Pilipino, nagharap sa kanya ang kanyang ginagamit ngayon. Yun ang kanya sandata, kaya dapat tulungan po natin siya.
Nabanggit niyo po kasi kanina yung tungkol kay Senator Grace po. Ano po bang problema na dapat talaga niyang kaharapin? Kasi ang tingin niya qualified siya sa kanyang kinaupuan. Gusto lang po paglilinaw lang po para dun sa mga hindi nakakaalam tsaka yung followers niya.
Ako po, wala akong personal against President Grace po. No?
Yes, sir.
Pero napag-usapan kasi natin yung administration of justice. So, para talagang wala nang doubt na talagang siya ay natural born Filipino at pagpatuloy ng bilang isang senador. Dapat it is the obligation of the Supreme Court to rule with finality the issue against her citizenship. Because if you remember, the first case that was filed against her is questioning her being a natural-born Filipino citizen when she ran for the Senate. And that was filed in the Senate Electoral Tribunal. That was overtaken by events because what was tackled is her qualification as president. But there were issues raised, no other than the justices mismo, that there was no majority ruling. Renowned justices such as Brion, Carpio, has raised this issue. So I was just thinking perhaps they were trying to defer the main issue on the said case. Kaso po, hindi pa wala pang, in fairness to Senator Grace po, dapat the Supreme Court should rule with finality already in this case para wala pong doubt as her being a senator.
Congressman Barbers, gusto ko lang po malaman na kung halimbawa po, kagaya ng sinabi nyo kanina, kailangan pati ugali ng Pilipino ay dapat baguhin. Pwede mo ba itong isa batas? Kagaya nung yung sinasabi natin ugali na hindi pakikinabangan ng mga Pilipino. Kasi pagbabago tayo yun eh. Pwede bang isa batas to? Pati yung nakagawian. Yan.
Alam mo, hindi pwede sa batas yun.
Hindi pwede.
Dapat yun mag-umpisa sa edukasyon.
Yun.
Siguro mag-umpisa sa mga bahay. Tayo magturo ng
Ginawa ni Marcos, hindi
asal sa ating mga anak. And then let the next generation develop kung ano yung mga tamang asal. Kasi naalala ko na elementary ko, merong good manners and right conduct sa subject.
Yun nga po.
Wala na.
Wala na, religion and morality. Alam mo, it should come together.
At saka sir, yung crab mentality ng mga Pilipino, paano ba natin isa-set aside to? Kasi talagang talamak yung mga tao na kapag medyo umaangat ang kapwa niya, kinaiinggitan at hinahanapan ng pangit na
Ganyan, isumbong natin kay Digong.
ayun.
Hindi lang yun, Juby, dahil ko lang yung sinabi ni Congressman, no? Dapat magkaroon tayo ng tanggalin na yung K-12 na yan, na kalokohan yan. No? Lagyan natin ng patriotism at ideology sa ating mga curriculum.
Opo.
Kaya dito sa atin, maraming bentador, maraming double crosser, maraming collaborator dahil wala tayong ideology. That's the truth about this thing. Kita mo yung Amerika, it's a big country with different nationalities, but they are loyal to the nation.
Eric, can I add an answer
Yeah,
for
please.
Congressman Ace here?
Thank you po.
Kasi hindi po natin pwedeng sa batas dahil hindi po sangkot ng batas yan eh. This is a different angle. Now, to start, how do you teach somebody about the palangka mentality?
Ayan.
We have to make a strategy on not just saying we need a new strategy. We have to make a strategy how to teach it. And the first way of teaching it is to define those things. For example, sabihin ko po sa inyo, we have to remove the Filipino mind-reading mentality.
Yeah.
It means that
Mind reading.
kahit gagawa ka ng any comment, parang alam mo yung iniisip niya, siguro ganyan gamitin niya, siguro ganyan. Siguro naiingis sa akin ngayon, kasabi ko yung gwapong mga congressman dito, siguro, it's Filipino mind-reading mentality. Now, if we start defining what those are, and we teach it to the children, they would know the difference if you define them. Kaya my advocacy somehow, even if it's not for me, but somehow something to move forward is to have a strategy. Maybe develop it may sound like it's bureaucracy, but when I think about it, can we add another bureau to the government? My answer is yes. I would call it the Bureau of Empowerment. And what do we do with the Empowerment Bureau? There is technology in how to think, the methodologies of thinking that are being used by these high profile, pwedeng mga drug lords na yan, high profile, because they have a strategy how to become successful, what to think in life. So we have to use a strategy, then you pair that up with the only way you can find out what's good and what's bad, by morality. We need to have a sense of God again in our system. It may not be law, but it can be something that's parallel to the laws.
Actually, if you look at our laws, if you look at the preparatory statement, there are guiding principles about what generally should Filipinos should do, di ba? But most of these laws are not properly implemented. So it still boils down to the implementers, like, well, first, the government, mga officials, especially local government units supposed to implement these laws. Nandiyan na po yan sa ating saligang batas. Nandiyan na po yung mga prinsipyo na dapat gagawain ng ating mga kababayan.
Pero kung ang dami yung batas na hindi yung nagagawa.
Precisely. Yun po yung gusto mong ipadagdag kung isa sa batas. Nandiyan na po yung maayos na ugali ng Pilipino. Nasa batas na po yan eh. Pero, napatupad ba? Hindi yun na. Kasi yung papatupad, hindi, yun rin ang unang nagbibigay ng masamang ehemplo.
Okay, let's go back to Tom. Ano ba? Ikaw ba yung optimistic o pessimistic na sa nangyayari? Despite na malapit ka sa presidente ng Pilipinas.
Very optimistic naman kami kasi once upon a time when this case was started, si Presidente ang nagbayad doon reward para nahuli yung
Killer.
ni Enzo Pastor. So I'm still hoping na maklear yung corruption. Sana dito naman next sa judicial. Kasi ako, ngayon ko lang na-experience na totoo pala lahat ng mga naririnig ko about judicial. And I'm going through it. And now I'm experiencing it. Actually, if nobody knows that I'm the son of Senator Tomas Cavili, he's the kasama ni Magsaysay yung father ko ang crash in Cebu noong 1957. And he was one of the leaders in Mindanao. Actually, first senator in Mindanao. And actually, he's the first who filed for the federalism. And then, as I can hear yung mga usapan, I think federalism will be a very good turnaround for our country para ma-unite. Kasi it will be in competition with each region. So I support that event. So I'm just saying, if ever na natuloy yung federalism, which was already promulgated, I think it was submitted to the first Congress in 1935. Yung father ko yung father of the federalism during that time. So I hope that can push through. Anyway, going back to my son, we were gunning for a world championship. He was one of the,
The pride of
hero of our racing motorsport, representative of the Philippines. So we're all, we have all this competitive background in our family. And I hope I can also help, with the president that he's also close to our family. So I hope I can help also.
He's a racer himself.
Yeah.
We used to race together before.
Yeah, during our younger days.
We appeal to the entire nation to band together to support the president. We don't mind if he gets 91% in the survey, but let's convert that 91% support to him, tangible support. Hindi lang yung pag tinanong tayo, okay yan gawin natin yung contribution natin para lalong maging okay ang ating Pangulo.
Anyway, ako naman po ang aking panawagan ay siguro dapat ang sambayan ng Pilipino maging mapagmatsyag, maging matalino rin dun sa ating mga paligid kasi hindi naman pwede lahat iasa sa gobyerno. Bakit ba mahirap ang buhay? Kasi ang gobyerno ganyan. Bakit wala tayong ganyan? Kasi ang gobyerno ganyan. Hindi naman pwede isisi lahat sa gobyerno. The government cannot function without the support of the people. So ang ating panawagan, tayo ay tumulong sa mga programa ng ating presidente, lalo na itong pagtigil dito sa ating droga at kriminalidad dito sa ating bansa.
Galaw-gaw, kay harot-harot tingnan, maliksi, di mapigil ang gaslaw. Galaw-gaw, ang lahat ginagalaw, napakaharot at pakialaw. Galaw-gaw, kung tawagin siya'y ganyan, kang karot, na trumpong tumatarang. Galaw-gaw, nakalilitong masdan, at haliparot kahit saan.